This is breaking news.
Spokane's top cop has resigned. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Nadine Woodward. Chief Frank Straub submitted his letter of resignation to the mayor and city council late this afternoon, just shy of his 3-year anniversary running the Spokane Police Department. KXLY4's Jeff Humphrey, the first to find out and bring you this news. He's live tonight at City Hall with more on why the chief is quitting. Jeff?
Nadine, Spokane Police Chief Frank Straub has accomplished many significant things during his 3-year tenure here in Spokane, definitely making the Spokane Police Department a better department and definitely improving its reputation with the community here in Spokane. But apparently it came at a great price. There's widespread discontent with the police chief among his own people, and no one ever committed it to a piece of paper until December 18th. That's when the chief's own command staff sent this letter to City Attorney Nancy Isserlis. The bullet points about the problems that they felt that the chief was creating within the department include unreasonable emotional outbursts, personal attacks, threats regarding our employment and position, scare tactics, retaliation, degradation of character, demeaning and condescending treatment, profane and highly inappropriate language, and untruthfulness. Those are a laundry list of things that the chief was apparently doing that was rubbing his own people the wrong way. That letter that I just read to you, it was signed by his own command staff, including 2 assistant chiefs, including Assistant Chief Rick DeBro, who is now going to assume command of the Spokane Police Department. Today, the mayor, who is running for re-election, says he does not consider the chief's departure a political liability because Straub accomplished the objectives that have been set out by the mayor.
The national expertise that Frank Straub brought to our community, the programs, the facilitation of the education and training of our senior officers has never been at this level before. And so those will continue.
And so, Nadine, here's what's going to happen next. The chief's last day working for the city of Spokane will be January 1st. In the meantime, he is going to be assigned to the city's attorney's office, where he's going to be doing some special projects up there. Assistant Chief Rick DeBro, who has 21 years on the Spokane Police Department, rose up from within the ranks as a patrol officer and later a traffic officer. He is going to be our interim chief. Today, the mayor said that he had no immediate plans to begin a search for candidates from outside our area, that he has a lot of faith in DeBro's abilities. Reporting live at Spokane City Hall, Jeff Humphrey, KXLY4.
All right, thank you, Jeff. Now, Chief Straub took over for Chief Ann Kirkpatrick, whose tumultuous tenure in Spokane officially ended January 2nd of 2012. After a search that brought in candidates, Mayor Condon appointed Straub as the new chief in August of that year. He was sworn in October 8th of 2012. KXLY4's Caiti Currey continues our team coverage now. She's live with reaction from City Hall tonight. Caiti?
Nadine, I spoke with Charlotte, who is running against Mayor Condon in this in November's race, and she says that she's known that something was up with Chief Straub for some time now. She says what initially sparked her curiosity was the transfer of Monique Cotton, former PIO for the police department, to the Parks Department. She told me over the phone that since then she knew there is more to this story. She thinks even now there is more to the story that we aren't aware of. She says the mayor was unable to cover up what happened, and anything that happens under his leadership is a reflection of him. Now, the chief's last day is going to be on January 1st. In the meantime, he is going to be transferred to the city's attorney's office. Reporting live from City Hall tonight, Caiti Currey, KXLY4 News.
Thank you, Caiti. Now, as Jeff mentioned earlier, Assistant Chief Rick DeBro will serve as the interim chief. DeBro joined the Spokane Police Department in 1994. One of the chief's priorities was increasing transparency, helping the community trust the police department again. And one way to do that was through the media. KXLY4's Melissa Luck is here. Melissa, you had a lot of meetings with the chief.
Yeah, Nadine, we all did. The chief made it a priority to meet with news managers from across the city 4 times a year. He was up front with us, often told us that his officers didn't trust us, especially in the wake of the Carl Thompson case. Nothing was off the table in these meetings, and he took our questions and concerns head on. Over the course of those meetings, we got to know a lot about the chief and how he wanted to run his department. He talked a lot, and we listened a lot. And I can tell you, over the course of the 3 years he was here, the relationship between police and the media did improve in a lot of ways. We knew a lot about the policies and ways of thinking behind his decisions so we could share them with the community. But one thing was clear and may have foreshadowed what has now happened. That is, we saw a lot of change in the command staff over the times we met with him. A lot of the faces we were used to dealing with were suddenly gone, moved to other departments in the city, or gone altogether. And it's those changes that led to some of the complaints and now ultimately this resignation. I'm Melissa Luck, KXLY4 News.